the veterans spend the afternoon. I meet Juan Diego Espina, a 27-year-old Latino who recently started calling the club home, despite not being from Puerto Rico. He was born in Colombia and has been living in New York City for some 8 years. Juan Diego was having lunch with a friend. He comes all the way from Queens at least once a week to chat with Toñita. In 2017, a Colombian friend brought him here for the first time.
So the first time I walked in here, it was like a shock to me because I had been here for like a year, like 2 years maybe. It was very different to like walk in a place like this in the middle of New York. You know, you will never think that a place like this exists.
It was certainly a special place for Juan Diego. The club became so central in his life in a way he never expected. He met his girlfriend here 5 years ago. He started collaborating with Toñita and organizing events at the club. When he's here, he feels transported in time, back to Colombia, to what living in a Latin American country is like. Because here in New York, he feels that sometimes he almost forgets about his Latin culture. Toñita's is becoming a quote-unquote cool place in a gentrifying neighborhood. And that also means more young white people coming to Toñita's. It is more noticeable on the weekend nights, when the bar gets crowded, and more famous artists wanting to be seen, like Madonna and the Colombian singer Maluma, who did a photo shoot at the club for Rolling Stone magazine in 2021.
We're mom bosses, baby. We came here to do business.
It seems that over time, Toñita's opened its embrace, from welcoming Puerto Ricans and Dominicans to all the newly arrived from Latin America, at a time when their connection to their roots is very different than it used to be.
I'm not Puerto Rican, but I feel Latino like everyone else. So like, I feel like this place has taken all of the different countries, and like it's just like be together, have a drink with somebody else, meet their country, you know, their culture, and so yeah, la Latinidad sube bastante, for sure.
The conversation with Juan Diego made me think about how Toñita's hasn't lost its role as a safe haven for Latinas. It has adapted to a new generation that is proud of its Latinidad in a more public way, and that values what came before them. In the back, Octavio, the 78-year-old man who comes every day, is playing dominoes, as usual. While we're chatting, he brings up something that worries him.
Ella es mayor que yo. Mayor que yo.
¿Le preocupa?
Ya, sí, a veces. ¿No? ¿Qué vas a hacer? Está todo esto ya.
Toñita is getting old. She's older than me, he says. And he wonders what's gonna happen with the club. Toñita isn't married, and she doesn't have any children. More than the fines and the noise complaints, maybe the biggest existential threat for the Caribbean Social Club isn't actually the new neighbors.
Hey, Daddy,
Yes, son.
if me,
And
you ever go to New York City, and hopefully that club's still there and we'd go.
okay, Joe.
You know what that whole story reminds me of?
What?
Guess.
The beaver.
Yep, how'd you know?
Because I've been around you for.
Yep. That's different when they talk about serving cheap beer. And I said, oh man, they trying to do that place like they tried to do Beaver. Man, the crazy dream that I had. Somebody at me like, I'm looking to sell my Harley, and I'm like, oh, we'll buy it.
Joe and his dreams.
Yep.
That's what I like about that joke I heard. I keep telling me to follow my dreams, so I went back to sleep.
That was a good one.